Hello everyone. I, Atharo Kalse from Indoscience Education Trust, greet you all with a warm evening. We are here for a fourth episode of Bharat Ke Paramveer. I would request Mr. Shrikant Walwadkar sir to
But
go on with today's proceedings.
good evening, ladies and gentlemen, my dear Indians who are watching this serial from first episode. Today we are entering the fourth Sunday, that is the fourth episode of Bharat Ke Paramveer. Let's start our journey. I will take you to 1947 war in Naushera sector, Naushera to Rajouri. As our custom, these are the 21 Paramveer Chakra diamonds in the necklace of our Bharat Mata, who had done Indian Armed Forces and every Indian, every generation of every Indian proud by their leadership qualities, dedication, commitment to the nation. Out of 22 weeks of our journey, we are completing fourth today. Together will be interesting, informative, at times emotional and motivational as well. Let's understand and try to feel the energy, attitude of each hero who displayed ultimate bravery, sacrifice, and love for the nation. We must be aware there are so many unsung heroes and their families who suffered, for whom we are obliged to pray and pay respect. All of them deserve equal respect from every Indian, every generation of every Indian. Hope this will motivate young boys and girls for the future of my nation to be value addition for growth of our India. अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों, जय हिंद. Let's start our journey. Brief summary of Paramveer Chakra 1947-48 first Pakistan defeat. 5 heroes were awarded with the highest gallantry award. Their names are given. The date of their bravery has been given, and it is also indicated against their name whether they received this award posthumous or alive. So today our hero is Second Lieutenant Ram Raghoba Rane. For his bravery on 8th April 1948, he was awarded Paramveer Chakra. And fortunately for us, he was alive and could receive the award personally from the then President of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. These 5 episodes are dedicated to the unsung heroes martyred, injured, alive or no more during the 1947-48 war with Pakistan and their family members. India, every Indian, along with all their generations, will remain indebted to them forever. Today's hero, Major Ram Raghoba Rane. This is a statue at National War Memorial in Delhi. Whenever you go to Delhi, miss out to visit the National War Memorial. All the statues of all Paramveer Chakra holders are placed there, and this is like a Tirthasthan for all Indians. So my appeal: go visit them and feel what they did and what energy they had. Brief personal and initial army life of Second Lieutenant or Major Ram Raghoba Rane. He was born on 26 June 1918 in village Chendia of Karwar district in Karnataka. His father was a police constable, and during British India pre-independence period, Ranes are a family of martial race migrated to South India from Konkan Kshatriya Maratha community of Karwar. Due to frequent transfers of his father being a police constable, his education was disturbed and best to say is chaotic, was very chaotic. The father finally decided to shift the family to Chendia, his ancestral place, to avoid disturbance in education. In school, he was very much interested in sports, outdoor activities, especially adventure activities. I want the youngsters to understand the percentage has lesser importance than your personality, and your extracurricular activities are also equally important. So when you go to college or school, do not go there to get degrees. Develop your personality. When you pass out from the college, a young man, very confident, aware of what is happening at international level, national level, well read and well behaved, with sanskar, what society accepts young man should be, or young boy or girl should walk out. Your walking, the confidence in the walking shows your personality. In the armed forces, we want extraordinary people, or at least we can't have reserved people. So develop a personality. When he was born on 26 June 1918, at the age of 22, on 10th July 1940, Rane enlisted in the Bombay Engineering Regiment of British Indian Army during World War II. During training, he proved his mettle and he was the best recruit and was a recipient of Commandant's cane. Subsequently, he was promoted to the rank of Naik. Now, with some service promotion to the rank of Naik, he was sent to fight with Japanese in Burma. After training, he was posted to the engineering unit, which was fighting the Japanese in Burma during World War II. In the Arakan campaign, Britishers failed miserably and resulted in British troops of his unit to withdraw. However, he, along with two sections, was handpicked for his bravery and for his attitude towards the work. They were handpicked by his company commander and told to stay back and destroy the important assets so that it doesn't fall in the hands of the enemies before withdrawal from the war or from the front. If you are getting defeated, it is important to destroy the assets so that enemy doesn't use it or misuse it against you. See, this company, they were told, Ram Raghoba Rane and his two sections, and they were told to remain there, destroy. Then they were also assured that they'll be rescued with the help of Royal Navy after the destruction work is complete. But the completion was done to the copybook style, and the task given was completed with full honesty and integrity. However, the expected rescue support did not reach, and he led his soldiers to cross the river safely in spite of continuous firing from the banks of river by Japanese soldiers. For his bravery, he was mentioned in dispatches for his leadership and bravery. This was the first award Naik Ram Raghoba Rane was to receive, and some more, including the Paramveer Chakra, highest gallantry award, was to follow. After World War, in recognition of his combat actions, he was promoted to the rank of Havaldar. After the war, Rane remained in the military. They had a choice after war whether to leave service or go home. He preferred to remain in military. After independence, he was transferred to the Indian Army and achieved the rank of Jamadar, that time Jamadar, now it's called Nayab Subedar, equivalent to a warrant officer. For his persistence and leadership qualities, Rane was selected for a short service commission prior to the partition. He was formally commissioned in the Corps of Engineers on 15th December 1947 as a second lieutenant with a seniority from 14th January 1948. After commission, he remained with 37 Field Company and participated in 1947 war with Pakistan and continued with this unit till August 1950, and when he was posted to the Bombay Engineering Group Center. He was awarded Paramveer Chakra in 1951 for his bravery, exemplary leadership, and outstanding contribution to the successful combat action of 1947-48 war with Pakistan. He is the first Paramveer Chakra awardee of India to receive this award personally. He came alive from the war front and received the award from the then President of India. He got married to Mrs. Rajeshwari, erstwhile Miss Leela, on 3rd Feb 1955. He is blessed with 3 sons and a daughter. He retired from army in the rank of major and appointment of commander of a bomb disposal platoon. He was mentioned in dispatches 5 times. That's a record. 5 times individual getting mentioned in dispatches for his bravery, for his actions, for his loyalty, for his honesty and integrity. He was commended by Chief of Army Staff in July 1954 for his contribution for successful conduct of Mahaprabhu Mela in Kashmir. Remember, even like after Paramvir Chakra, there's a tendency of taking it lightly. However, he continued. That's the character of Indian Armed Forces. He continued in the army after re-employment. After retirement, he got re-employment, and he was so much in love with his uniform and his service that he requested for. After retirement, he asked for the re-employment, and he was given till April 1971. And remember, by December 71, we were in Bangladesh. We helped give independence to the Bangladesh. So April 71, our today's hero, Major Ram Raghoba Rane, retired from service. After retirement, he settled down at Bhosle Nagar, Pune. Those who are in Pune, you must go and visit Mrs. Rajeshwari. She's still there. In 1994, we lost him. He passed away at the age of 73. Mrs. Ram Raghoba Rane, Mrs. Rajeshwari. Look at the thought process. Let me give you an example. He survived by his wife, Mrs. Rajeshwari, and was recently in the news on 1st February 2020. 1st February 2020, she was in the news because when she handed over Paramvir Chakra and all the medals of late Major Ram Raghoba Rane Paramvir Chakra to BEG through present Chief of Army Staff General Mukunda Ravane during the bicentenary celebrations of our family, bigger family, the Bombay Engineering Group. She is, let me introduce you to Mrs. Rajeshwari Ram Rane, settled at Bhosle Nagar. Pune people, please go there. She would be happy to meet you. Convey your feelings and the appreciation of our indebtedness towards late Major Ram Raghoba Rane. And the first medal here this is the Paramvir Chakra he received. The pride of anybody, for that matter, pride of every Indian. Now we'll go to the action of a Paramvir from 8th April to 11th April 1948. December 1947, Jhangar was lost to Pakistanis, but it was taken over by Indian Army on 18th March 1948. Our last time, our hero, Lance Naik Jadunath Singh, the way he fought to save Naushera, and he was killed in the action. He received posthumously received the award, but after that he had held up the enemy for 2 hours. 3 waves he returned, repulsed, and the enemy was sent back disorganized way by 2 hours. The extra support had come from the rear, and then on 18th March 1948, Indian Army went ahead and captured Jhangar, and the Pakistanis were beaten back. Now, after Jhangar, they were told to proceed towards Rajouri because their information was coming that Rajouri civilians are being troubled, looted, killed. The ladies were troubled in Rajouri, and there's a need to save these people. So army started, there was a need to move towards Rajouri from Naushera. Second Lieutenant Rane, along with 22 men, just 22 men, of 37 Assault Field Company, was tasked to clear the road or to create a road for movement as per requirement of 4th Dogra and situation of 4th Dogra Battalion and supporting tanks. When the enemy leaves the place, they plant the mines, create obstacles so that the enemy or the Indian troops and Indian machinery doesn't move faster. And then they protect it by firing from the nearby hilltops. While retreating, the Pakistanis had planted mines, created roadblocks by cutting large pine trees and digging roads and continuously firing at the Indian troops approaching the roadblocks for clearance and stall the movement of troops and the battalion to Rajouri. As the work started on 8 April 1948, 22 men with the leader, Lieutenant Rane, they started working right from the early morning on 8th April, enemy was firing, and this firing killed two sappers immediately and wounded five others, including our hero. Second Lieutenant Ram Rane was injured. He had a bullet injury in his thigh. He was not able to move. He refused to get evacuated, and then with primary health initial first aid, he started moving for his job. This is the character. This is the attitude. By evening, they cleared the minefields and the supporting tanks moved forward. Safe lane was to be created to avoid tanks moving ahead and getting trapped on the dangerous road in the area still held by enemy. This was created by injured Rane and his 20 men, 4 injured and 16 normal, by working whole night. If you have to forget about the time limit or time 24 hours, etc., you need to raise high, go to the space. There will not be sunset and sunrise, and as a result you will not you will be beyond ahead of time. So you will not be restricted by night and day or the number of hours. And that's exactly Second Lieutenant Ram Raghoba Rane took him to such a level where time didn't matter. Whether it's day or night, it didn't matter. The work mattered. So whole night he was working along with his injured people. Out of 24 were injured and 16 normal. They continued over. Reaching Rajouri was the target in time and before the damages could be done to the people of Rajouri. Now, next day is 9th November. On the first light of the day, Ram started his work along with his people, and after 12 hours, continuous work cleared the mines. Now the problem came up. They are moving forward. However, the enemy was firing on the troops and Major Second Lieutenant Ram Raghoba Rane. It was dangerous. Everything was stalled. So he got up before dawn and started the work with equal zeal. Within 2 hours, obstacles consisting of 5 pine trees in the midst of mines and enemies' machine gun fire were cleared. Now, what about lunch? Yes, they had lunch while working. The lunch was shakarbara to eat. Battalion moved 13 kilometers ahead. This is the zeal with which they were working. 13 kilometers, but at a stage, battalion moved, further they encountered major roadblock. Pakistanis were in the commanding position on the adjoining hills and were able to fire at will on all the approaches to the block, challenging the removal of the block. It came to standstill. Now injured Rane had different idea. Outstanding situations demand out-of-box thinking. Outstanding situations demand outstanding solutions. And Rane got a new, very, very innovative idea. He got clearance. He took the clearance from the top bosses. The idea was he will lie down below the tank. Tank will move forward with the same speed, and Ram Raghoba Rane, the injured person whose slight movement also would disturb his injured leg, he will crawl, and then he will have two ropes, one on the right hand, one on the left hand, tied to the tank. And when he moves right hand, that means the indication for the driver is to stop. This is when he stops. Now he is crawling on his tummy. He's moving forward with the injured leg. It's paining. Every movement is creating a pain throughout the body. But the interest is so much, the zeal is so much that he moved forward. As soon as he saw some mine he would pull his right hand. The driver of the tank will stop the vehicle and he will clear the mine, defuse the bomb, and then he will, on the left hand, he will give indication of the rope, and then tank will move forward. And he continued doing this. There was firing going on. Every moment, every situation, every minute was a life and death, life and death. But imagine what type of attitude is this? What level of thinking and then level love for the nation is this? This is the character. This is the character. So he continued doing this job On 10th April, Sinjo Rane's innovative idea was very, very successful. He removed the roadblocks in challenging situation, clearing the mines, blasting the roadblocks, and removing trees, and opening the road for movement of the battalion before the end of night. 11th April sunrise, injured runner refused to be evacuated and with first aid started again before dawn, continued the work. It was bleeding, his thigh was bleeding profusely, but still with first aid he continued the work for 17 hours. It had started on 8th April, remember 8th, 9th, 10th, now it's 11th April. They are tired, they are not getting food properly, but still. And he opened the road to Chingas for 17. After 17 hours, the vehicles, the tanks, and the troops, Indian troops, reached halfway to Rajouri, place called Chingas. Now they had to change, divert the road because the head road was dangerous and it was like a trap by Pakistanis to get the Indian troops killed. So there was an old Mughal road, so that was to be cleared. So halfway to Rajouri they reached and then they diverted towards old Mughal road and continued their forward movement. So on 8th April, from 8th April to 11th April, continuous work, injuries, challenges, and exposure to enemy firing of machine guns, mortars that could lead to death anytime. Eating shakar paras and drinking water. Udara bharan no hai jane jai itne karma. This is the example of this, a live example. It made significant contribution to the successful advance of Indian troops of 4th Battalion to Rajouri. They reached Rajouri and they saved the glory of the ladies. They saved killing of children, and Pakistanis were pushed back. This particular action of Second Lieutenant Ram Raghoba Rane cost Pakistan very heavily. 500 people dead, many more wounded. He also saved many civilian Indians in the area from Chingas to Rajouri. They are constantly under threat of Pakistanis. In fact, Pakistanis had sent these Pathans with the carrot that you'll get ladies, you'll get property, you can do anything there, nobody will stop you. And then Indian army entered to stop them. Perception of the word strike, yes. Now I would like to just on a slightly divert the thing. Uh, you must remember, or must be remembering, uh, surgical strike. This word, aerial strike, air strike. Yes, we did recently to convey to the world our way of working, changed way of working. Uh, when I retired about 10 years back, 11 years back, I was to go into the bank for some job and I was told there's a strike. So I thought for me, the strike was different. But then I realized in a civil, I am a civilian now, the strike meaning no work, stop the work. To demand your, to get your, whatever your demands are, you must strike the work. And what I had learned first, the meaning of strike is you work extra, no time limit, no eating habit, nothing. Forget about everything. The strike means particular double work or maybe more work and constantly taking actions. It is a extra work for you. So that this is the difference. I just wanted to say perception of strike in a multi-form and in uniform is so vast, so different. On 21st June 1950, our hero, Second Lieutenant Rane, was awarded the highest gallantry award of independent India for his actions from 8th April to 11th April 1948, making him the first Indian Army combatant to be alive and receive the award himself from the first President of India, Dr. Rajendra Ji Prasad. What a pleasure it is. What a life it is. He is invited every year for the honor march on 26 Jan during Republic Day parade. The system continues with one when one can see the PVC. My appeal to all the listeners is you will be able to see the Paramveer Chakra awardees. They participate in the RD parade and honor march in an open jeep, open vehicle, and waving at the crowd. I appeal all the audience not to miss this opportunity to see the three living PVC awardees of India on 26 Jan 2021. I hope the parade takes place and is broadcast alive on TV with the same uh, zeal. This is the photograph. Our hero, Second Lieutenant Ram Raghoba Rane, first Indian officer to be alive to receive the Paramveer Chakra Award himself on 21st Jan 1950 for actions of on 8th April to 11th April 1948 in Jammu Kashmir during First Pakistan War, or should we say First Pakistan defeat. This is the pride. This is the pride for BEG, the Bombay Engineering Group, where he continued till his retirement. Center is in Dehu. Pune people can go to see the Paramveer Chakra, take permission and see that it is kept there. There's a pride for the army, pride for the India, and pride for the BEG. Official citation for his Paramveer Chakra, Gazette notification, 5 Press 50, 21, 650. On 8th April 1948, Second Lieutenant Ram Raghoba Rane, Bombay Engineers, was ordered to be in charge of the mine and roadblock clearing party at mile 26 on the Naushera Rajouri road, which passes through the very hilly country. At 1100 hours on that day near Nagpur South, just as Second Lieutenant Rane and his party were waiting near the tanks to start the work for clearing the mines ahead, the enemy started heavy mortaring of the area, with the result that 2 men of the mine clearing party were killed and 5 others, including Second Lieutenant Rane, were wounded. The officer at once recognized his party and reorganized his party and started work for the tanks to go on to their position. Throughout the day, he was near the tanks under heavy enemy machine gun and mortar fire. After the capture of Baravali Ridge at about 16:30 hours, although knowing that the enemy had not been completely cleared of the area, Second Lieutenant Rane took his party ahead and started making a diversion for the tanks to proceed further. He worked on till 2200 hours that night, that's 10 o'clock night, in full view of the enemy under the heavy machine gun fire. On 9th April, he again started work at 0600 hours and worked on till 1500 hours when the diversion was ready for the tanks to proceed. As the armored column advanced, he got into the leading carrier and proceeded ahead. After proceeding about half a mile, he came across a roadblock made of pine trees. He at once dismounted and blasted the trees away. The advance continued. Another 300 yards and the same story was repeated. By this time, it was getting on to 1700, evening 5 o'clock. The road was curving around the hill like a snake. The next roadblock was a demolished culvert. Second Lieutenant Rane again got on with the job. Before he could start work, the enemy opened up with their machine guns. But with super courage and leadership, he made a diversion and the column proceeded ahead. The roadblocks were becoming numerous, but he blasted his way through. It was now 6:15 in the evening, and light was fading fast. The carrier came across a formidable roadblock of 5 big pine trees surrounded by mines and covered by machine gun fire. He started removing the mines and was determined to clear the roadblock, but the armored column commander, appreciating the situation, got the column into a harbor area. On 10th April 1948 at 4:45 hours in the morning, Second Lieutenant Rane again started the work on the roadblock in spite of machine gun fire with the support of 1 troops of tanks. With sheer willpower, he cleared this roadblock by 6:30 hours. The next 1,000 yards was a mass of roadblocks and blasted embankments. That was not all. The enemy had the whole area covered with machine gun fire, but with superhuman efforts, in spite of having been wounded, with cool courage and exemplary leadership and complete disregard for his personal life, he cleared the road by 10:30 hours. The armored column proceeded ahead and got off the road into the riverbed of the Tavi, but Second Lieutenant Rane continued clearing the road for the administrative column. The tanks reached Chingas by 1400 hours. Second Lieutenant Rane, appreciating that the opening of the road was most vital, continued working without rest or food till 2100 hours that night. On 11th April 1948, again started work at 600 hours and opened the road to Chingas by 1100 hours. He worked on that night till 2200 hours. Remember, morning 6 o'clock till evening, night 10 o'clock. Hours clearing the road ahead. and for this he was awarded Paramveer Chakra. There's no time. 10 hours job, 7 hours job. It is 24 hours job. Safety of India and Indians is important for every Indian armed forces person. Now let's go on the lighter side. His marriage. It's a very unique story. Paraveri Chakra awardee Ram Raghoba Rane, the first person who received when he was alive, and he was a hero for all over India. He was being invited to various colleges, schools, various cities, and was felicitated in his hometown. When he in Karwar, he was invited in a school, and the welcome song was being sung by five girls. One of them was Miss Lina, aged 19 years. Then function was going on, and they had the love at first sight. Ram Raghoba Rane was a bachelor, 15 years elder to Miss Lina. But when he saw her singing and he was impressed, he approached her parents and gave a proposal. Proper line of communication was. He was an army man. He knew the line of communication. He went to her father. He proposed to her father, and there was a big challenge of age difference of 15 years. Miss Lina was 19 years, and he was 15 years elder to her. But seeing the hero, the bravery, and the commitment this man had towards nation. Any person who has a commitment in one field will always have commitment in every field of his interest. So they agreed for the marriage. They were married. Miss Lina became Mrs. Rameshwari. Rameshwari was a queen whom Ram Raghoba Rane had met for his felicitation, and he was very much impressed by the beauty of this queen. So he told his wife Lina that is it okay if I put your name Rajesh Rameshwari? So she agreed for it, and then she became from Miss Lina to Mrs. Rajeshwari. Latest action of the Paramveer Nari, yes, we showed you. She now she's staying at Bhuslenagar, Pune. Then bicentennial celebrations were going on for the unit where Lieutenant Ram Raghoba Rane and Major Ram Raghoba Rane was posted. That's a bigger family for her. And she said the real respect for the Paramveer Chakra or award and all his medals will be at his headquarters, that is BEG Group. So on 1st February 2020, this year, the Chief of Army Staff, General Mukund Naravane, had come as a chief guest, and she handed over these medals of Paramveer Ram Raghoba Rane to him to be handed over to BEG Group on the parade of bicentennial celebrations. What a thought process! That's the not only the armed forces warriors are has this attitude. The families also have this attitude. This is a live example. I wish to express sincere thanks and acknowledge to the following sources for their contribution in completion of this presentation. Photograph of statue at National War Memorial, New Delhi. Then defenseadda247.com 2020, this Ram Raghoba Rane. Rawat Rachna Bisht, The Brave Paramveer Chakra Stories, Penguin Publishing House, India, 2014. Rawat Rachna Bisht, The Brave and Paramveer Chakra Stories, translated by my friend Bhagwan Datta from Pune, Paramveer Gatha. Rohan Publication, Pune, 2017. We are coming to an end, but again, food for thought. I always love this. Soldiers don't die when bullets pierce their hearts and heads through their uniforms. They don't die when they fall before an enemy onslaught, or even when they get buried in trenches, staining the earth with their warm crimson blood. I will change this to saying that worshipping Mother India with their warm crimson blood after supreme sacrifice as a tradition of Indian armed forces. They don't die there. It's only when we forget their acts of bravery and forget the sufferings and experiences of their families who are physically alive that the soldiers die. These are sentences of Rachna Bisht. It has appealed me a lot. Rachna Bisht Rawat in The Brave. My appeal to all of you is you should not be one of them. Don't forget your heroes. Don't forget those unsung heroes and their families who are sacrificed for you today. This is a photograph. Indian Armed Forces, generations after generations, continue to feel proud to serve Mother India with the same zeal, dedication, and commitment. One of the samples of this is late Major Ram Raghoba Rane, Paramveer Chakra. Finally, this is the ultimate. This presentation, everything is Rashtraya Swaha, Idam Rashtraya, Idam Namama. Thank you very much. I have finished. God bless.